Good, happy Tuesday morning. It's Tuesday, April 2nd, 2024. I'm Riley King, and welcome to Riley's Kingdom of News right here on WRMK News Radio. We have a jam-packed broadcast to get to this Tuesday, so let's get started right now. First up, U.S. Fish and Game Wildlife Services is proposing to kill nearly 500,000 barred owls. Let's take a listen to that report from WR News 9.
Proposing to kill nearly 500,000 barred owls. That's the most common owl species here in New Hampshire. The goal of the proposal is to protect the threatened northern spotted owl. A group of 75 organizations wrote a letter to the Secretary of Interior last week and urged the plan be dropped, calling it reckless. The proposal says barred owls have taken over the territory of the northern spotted owls in California, Washington, and Oregon. Now, northern spotted owls could face extinction if no action is taken. A final decision on that proposal is expected in late spring or early summer.
Okay, and there you go on that report. Trump posts $175 million bond in New York civil fraud case. Let's take a listen to that report from ABC News.
The latest now on former President Trump. He posted bond in the New York civil fraud trial case as the judge in his New York election interference case expanded a gag order ahead of the trial later this month. Senior investigative correspondent Aaron Katursky is at Trump Tower. Good morning, Aaron.
And George, good morning to you. Posting the bond means that former President Trump is no longer at immediate risk of losing control of his apartment here on Fifth Avenue or the rest of his real estate. That $175 million bond, though, comes as in his criminal trial, Trump is under a new restriction. This morning, Donald Trump can no longer attack the daughter of the judge overseeing his criminal prosecution in New York. Judge Juan Rashan expanded a gag order to cover his family and the family of Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg, writing, "This pattern of attacking family members of presiding jurists and attorneys assigned to his cases serves no legitimate purpose. It merely injects fear." Trump has attacked the judge's daughter by name over her political consulting work for Democrats. His attorneys argued Trump must be permitted to speak on these issues. But the judge said defendants' conduct is deliberate and intended to intimidate this court and impede the orderly administration of this trial. Trump is scheduled to stand trial starting April 15th on charges accusing him of falsifying business records to conceal allegations of an affair with porn actress Stormy Daniels from voters before the 2016 election. Trump has pleaded not guilty and wants the judge to recuse himself. In his civil fraud case, Trump has now secured a $175 million bond, putting a nearly $500 million judgment on hold while he appeals. A court reduced the bond after Trump's lawyer said the whole amount was practically impossible to obtain. As he seeks the White House again, Trump repeated false claims that he won Wisconsin during the 2020 election in an interview with a Wisconsin radio station. Joe Biden won Wisconsin in 2020. Trump's supporters made him billions, on paper anyway, after rushing to buy stock when his social media company went public last week. This morning, though, the value of Trump's stake is down $1 billion. Shares of Trump Media dropping more than 20% after the company said Truth Social lost $58 million last year, and an auditor raised substantial doubt about its future. We've never seen a presidential candidate before whose very initials represent a publicly traded company and the ability to make spectacular wealth while also seeking the presidency. Robin?
All right, Aaron, thank you. Hi, everyone.
Okay, and there you go on that report. If you're just tuning in and joining us, you're listening to Riley's Kingdom of News right here on WRMK News Radio. Florida State Supreme Court ruling paves way for 6-week abortion ban. Let's take a listen to that report from ABC News.
Now the battle over abortion and the major rulings out of Florida. The state Supreme Court is allowing a 6-week ban on the procedure to take effect, but it's also giving the voters the final say on abortion rights. Rachel Scott has that story for us. Good morning, Rachel.
Hey, Robin, good morning. Two major decisions. The Florida State Supreme Court has now cleared the way for one of the strictest abortion bans in the nation to go into effect. It bans abortion at just 6 weeks into pregnancy. That's before most women even know that they are pregnant. And take a look at the impact of this. That means that virtually every single state in the South has now imposed restrictions. But at the same time, that same state Supreme Court also allowing this issue to be on the ballot in November, allowing Florida voters to decide whether they want to protect access to abortion up until viability, which is considered to be around 24 weeks into pregnancy. We know that could have major political implications as well. In every single state where abortion rights has appeared on the ballot, the side of abortion rights has won, including in conservative states like Kentucky, Ohio, and Kansas. And that now raises major questions about whether that could help President Biden and Democrats in November, Michael.
All right, Rachel, so many questions there. Thank you so much for that.
Hi, everyone.
Okay, and there you go on that report. Smaller vessels pass through alternative channel for the first time since the Baltimore bridge collapse. Let's take a listen to that report from CBS News.
There's new progress today in the effort to reopen the Port of Baltimore. Some boats are now passing through for the first time since that deadly bridge collapse 1 week ago now. There is still a whole lot of work to be done here before the port is fully operational. Nicole Skanga is in Dundalk, Maryland with the latest. Nicole, good morning. What can you tell us?
Good morning, Gail. An alternate channel is now open for business, allowing smaller vessels operating in shallow waters to circumvent the collapsed bridge. The 264-foot wide passageway, just 11 feet deep, hugs the still-standing northbound end of the Key Bridge. First on the waterway, Crystal Coast, the yellow and black tugboat pushed a fuel barge past the wreckage Monday. Crews are working around the clock to remove the mangled steel beams trapping the Dolly container ship. Underwater, sonar images show what officials call chaotic wreckage. Steel girders submerged in the Patapsco River are dangerously interwoven, prompting a removal operation more complicated than they'd hoped. Another complication, the economic fallout. 2 new business recovery centers opened Monday to assist small businesses applying for low-interest loans of up to $2 million to cover revenue lost from the collapse. President Biden heads to Baltimore Friday, where he's expected to view the wreckage for the very first time and meet with first responders. Tony?
Nicole, thank you very much.
Okay, and there you go on that report. And let's take a look at the markets right now and see how those stock markets are looking like on this Tuesday. Dow Jones Industrial Average is down in the red. NASDAQ also down in the red. S&P 500 down in the red as well. Gold is up in the green. Oil up in the green. US 10-year up in the green. Euro/USD up in the green, and VIX up in the green as well. That's a look at the markets, and that does it for this edition of Riley's Kingdom of News right here on WRMK News Radio. Thank you for tuning in and listening. Have a great Tuesday, everyone, and see you back here tomorrow for more news coverage. Goodbye.